Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to review my all-time favorite piece of outdoor cooking equipment, the Weber Smokey Mountain. This is one of the better smokers that they make. I have the 22.5-inch version, and today I just want to talk to you about it a little bit. Take a look. You'll notice right off, this is not a small smoker. It's a stand-up, and it stands about, a little over 4 feet tall. So kind of keep that in mind. I don't know if you can see here about how tall that is, but keep that in mind. Mine has a 22.5-inch cooking surface, and I just want to go over each part and explain to you some of the benefits of it. So let's start from the very, very top. You can see from the wide angle shot, I want to bring this in a little bit closer, but take a look. Here on the top you have a thermometer, and that thermometer goes from 100 degrees to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. For those of you in the rest of the world, not in America, that's probably about, 140 degrees C to 177 degrees C. And that's a very accurate thermometer. You may be tempted sometimes to think that the thermometer is broken, because once it gets started, I keep mine right around in the smoking section. See if you can take a look on that. Hopefully you can see where the letters say smoke, to basically give you an indication of where the smoking zone is, and that's about 200 to probably about 275. That's the zone that's great for smoking food. You'll notice it has those nice Weber handles. It's got one here and it's got one on top. Really makes it easy for you to hang on to this, to move it out of your way. On the other side, there's a nice vent. Opens and closes, of course. This vent is always to be open whenever you are smoking something. Some people like to adjust it a little bit. I leave mine open all the time, and I control the temperature of my heat by the bottom vents. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But here's the lid. You can see that mine is a couple years old. I use it a lot, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Let's look at the rest of it. Next thing you'll notice here is a very large silver door. Very prominent right here on the front, and you open this, you can remove it if you like, or you can just lean it down, and this allows you access to the coals underneath, and this allows you access to the bottom rack. Let me zoom in on that for you. Hopefully you can see it a little better. Take a look there. You got the coals underneath. Tilt just a bit. You can see where the coals go. You can see that bottom rack. Let's zoom out again. Okay, so again, I told you before, this is broken into 3 pieces. Let's put this back here. And now let's talk about the cooking surfaces. Take a look. This one here, this top grill is, let's measure it. How about that? That'll be fun. Put it right across here to there. Oh, let's try this one more time. Here, I think my hand's in the way. But take a look, right at 22.5 inches. I don't know if you can even read that. Let me see if I can get it to you from a better angle. Yeah, that's right at 22 inches. Let me see if I can get in there. You can see it. Hopefully you can see that. There you go. It's right at 22 inches. The outside diameter of this is listed 22.5. Take a look at the bottom grate. Fits underneath here. It's just a little bit smaller. These are high quality grates. They're stainless steel. Weber makes replacements for it. This is right at 21. So hopefully you can see that. Yeah, right at 21 on that one. But you can get a lot of food on this. You can get a couple turkeys on each rack. Very, very large hams, large pork butt or pork shoulder, depending on where you're from. Next thing I want you to look at is this. Right in here is the water pan. This is a nice big one. If this looks familiar, it's because they say this is the same piece that's a lid to one of the charcoal grills. Imagine a handle on it, and it's supposedly the same thing. I've never tested it out. I'm not exactly sure, but those are the parts that are inside the main body. Now, let's take this section off here. This section here removed. Take a look at this nice big area where everything goes inside. All right, and the final section, let me zoom in on this a bit for you so you can see this. This is the lower section. Let me tilt. Bear with me just a moment. All right, I'm going to zoom in on this here, and I want you to take a look at this. You got the bottom section, and this is where a lot of the brilliance of Weber comes into play. Step over here. You will notice the first thing you see is this. This is the fire ring. This keeps your charcoal from going anywhere when you pour it in here. So you have this. Let me tilt this a bit so you can see what's going on the inside. As I mentioned before, there was a top opening, and here you have 3 openings on the bottom. Take a look as I spin this around. You got 3 openings here. These openings allow you to very precisely control your temperature. That's extremely important when you're cooking. Temperature control is everything. So let's go back to this. You got your smoke ring. You have the grate where your charcoals sit. Now this is not stainless steel. It's more probably just a regular steel. And as you can see, it gets a little messy, but it holds up very, very well. The coals actually sit here. The fire ring is around it, and this is where all of your heat is generated. So this holds up very, very well to very high heat. Now, what's so brilliant about this is when it's in the bottom, it allows the ash to drip away. So the ash isn't extinguishing your flames. So your coals sit up here, the ash drops down to the bottom here, and you can get a lot more airflow going through this. You'll notice, bring it a little closer, you'll notice where the vents are, right next to the fire. It really gives a lot of ability to get that air in there. You gotta have air if you're gonna have fire. So that's extremely important. You have 3 sturdy legs here on this that are also very useful. And the last thing you have on the very, very bottom is a heat shield. Some people think this is an ash catcher, but there's no opening on the very bottom of this. This is your heat shield. This will help protect your patio, your deck, or whatever from the heat that comes off from underneath that. So that's just a very basic overview. I absolutely love the Weber Smokey Mountain. I highly recommend it. They have 3 different sizes now. This is the larger, the 22.5. I'm sorry, the 22. They have the 18.5. And I believe brand new, with a couple years ago, they came out with a 14.5. They all do a great job. This is the one that I have experience with, and essentially you want to get one about the size of the amount of food that you're going to be cooking. All of these are very, very high quality products, and you will be well served with one of these for many, many years. So that's my review of the Weber Smokey Mountain. I hope you guys like it. I hope it's informative. Feel free to comment